In some times past, in a small town called Manu, there was a young man named David. He was hardworking and kind, with big dreams for his future. David loved a beautiful girl named Grace. She was a talented seamstress, full of life, and always ready to work harder to make her dreams come true. They shared a simple life, but it was full of love and hope for better days. David believed he had found someone special. Grace was everything he ever wanted: honest, industrious, and caring. With her, he saw a future where they could build a house, start a family, and grow old together. But little did he know, that future was about to change forever. One day, David met a woman named Lisa. She was introduced to him by his pastor, who told David she was the perfect wife, someone who worked in a big oil company, owned a beautiful house in the city, and had a shiny car. The pastor's sister-in-law also told David that Lisa was a virgin, never been with a man, and was the ideal wife material. David was dazzled. Lisa seemed to have everything he ever wanted. She was glamorous, confident, and appeared to come from a wealthy background. The pastor and Lisa's family spun stories that made her seem perfect, so perfect that David's heart was drawn to her. He went home that day only with thoughts of Lisa in his mind. He was tempted by greed and the hope of a luxurious life. He thought, if I marry her, I will finally escape my humble beginnings, but why am I feeling uneasy about this? What can be wrong in marrying a woman who is already established? A house in the city, a well-paying job with an official car attached to it. And on top of that, a virgin. Maybe I'm only feeling this way because of Grace. I know she will be deeply hurt, but as they say, all is fair in love and war. I have to secure my future first. With that, David made up his mind to leave Grace. He started avoiding her. He no longer went to see her nor call or answer her calls. Grace, sensing a distance in their relationship, got worried and went to his house to find out if all was well. David, are you okay? I haven't heard from you for a while now. You neither call nor answer my calls or even come to check up on me at the shop like you usually do. Nothing, am fine, David replied. Then why the distance? Grace asked further. Common. Grace, is not everything you need to be told. Sometimes try to use your common sense and read the handwriting on the wall, David replied with no emotions. I don't understand, what are you talking about? Grace asked, looking confused. Well, thank you for reminding me of another reason I should leave you. You're too slow, so let me help you read it. What is written on the wall is that I'm ending the relationship. As he spoke, Grace's eyes were filled with tears. Why? She asked softly. Please don't leave me, she whispered softly, clutching her hands together. I love you so much. I can't see myself living this life without you. If I've done something to upset you, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Don't leave me, I beg you. But her pleas fell on deaf ears. David's face was cold and distant. He looked at her with no trace of the warmth she once knew. Grace, he said quietly, I'm sorry. This is far beyond feelings. It's about my future, what Lisa offers me. You just have to go on with your life and forget about me. She looked up, tears blurring her vision. David, please don't do this. Love you. Please don't leave me like this. But David, hardened and emotionless, stormed out. His footsteps echoed as he left her kneeling on the ground, crying out her pain and heartbreak. She watched him walk away, helpless and shattered. He didn't look back. He didn't say a word. Just left her there, crying, her heart breaking into pieces. Days turned into weeks, and Grace's pain gradually turned into strength. She poured her heartbreak into her work, turning her tears into fabric, her pain into beauty. Meanwhile, David started bragging to his friends about how fortunate he was. I've got the best girl in town, guys. She's everything I ever wanted. Wealth, beauty, purity. She's perfect. Lisa is everything I've always dreamt of. His friends, however, were cautious. David, are you sure? You barely know her, you don't want to rush into things. Marrying someone so quickly can be risky, one friend warned. But David waved them off. You guys are just jealous. You see me happy, and that's what matters. My pastor introduced me to Lisa, and he said she's perfect. If the pastor says she's good, then I trust him. What's risky about marrying someone recommended by my pastor? He was convinced. The stories he heard painted Lisa as a woman from a wealthy background, working in an oil company, owning a house, driving a beautiful car. The pastor's sister-in-law told him Lisa was a virgin, pure and faithful. David felt lucky, proud, and excited. The wedding preparations were grand. David used all his savings, every coin he had, on the lavish ceremony. Lisa didn't contribute a dime. She told him she didn't need to. She would transfer her assets to him after they married, making him the owner of everything she supposedly had. On the day of the wedding, David was filled with pride. He looked at the grand hall, the shining clothes, the smiling faces. This is it, he thought. I've finally made it. But behind the scenes, doubts began to creep into his mind. Lisa seemed too perfect, too polished. Her stories sounded too good to be true. Still, he brushed aside his misgivings, telling himself, this is just how wealthy women are. I've made the right choice. Yet, after the honeymoon, cracks began to show and things began to unravel. David noticed Lisa seemed different. She was often distant, avoiding questions about her background. One day, he decided to confront her. Lisa, he asked, where's the house? The car. The job you told me about. I've been asking around and I found out you don't have any of those things. Why did everyone lie to me? Lisa's face hardened. Will you stop shouting? She snapped. Stop acting like you had a better choice. You didn't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have married me. David's eyes flashed with anger. Yes, I had a more better choice over you. Grace was the love of my life. She's hardworking, she has her own shop, her own money. At least she's real. You, on the other hand, are just an empty vessel. No job, no wealth, no integrity, and not even virgin as I was told. Lisa smirked. Well then, let me remind you, you're not married to Grace anymore. You're married to me. An empty vessel according to you. And if I were you, I'll brace up as a man and start living in my reality. David's jaw clenched. Over my dead body, this can never be my reality. You lied to me. My pastor lied to me. I was blinded by greed and false promises. This thing you call marriage is nothing but a mistake, a scam, and I'm going to end it right away. Lisa stepped closer, her eyes piercing. Before you try anything stupid, let me kindly remind you that I'm carrying your child, and we are legally married, so think carefully before you make any rash decisions because you'll still be at the losing end. Secondly, if you want peace in this scam of a marriage as you call it, you'll help me go to school and become the oil worker I pretended to be. Otherwise, there will be no peace. And don't think of leaving, because I'm pregnant with your child and we're bound by law. David looked at her, defeated. The woman he thought he loved was just a mirror of his own greed, a false promise he had been duped into believing. His heart was breaking. The woman who had begged him so earnestly was now just a stranger, a lie. And yet, deep inside, Grace's image still haunted him. Meanwhile, Grace was desperately trying to hold on to her dignity. She had used her savings to expand her shop, bought industrial sewing machines, and started weaving. Her reputation grew with each passing day. She was no longer just a seamstress. She was a successful fashion designer living her dreams. Her life was now filled with pride, independence, and genuine happiness. Her shop flourished, and her name spread far and wide. She became the most sought-after fashion designer in town. Meanwhile, David realized he had made a terrible mistake. He had been blinded by greed, false promises, and superficial dreams. His true love, Grace, had been right there all along, honest and real. But he had let her go, chasing after illusions. He learned a hard lesson, that true happiness and a bright future are built on honesty, trust, and love, nothing more, nothing less. And that greed can blind even the wisest of men. Grace, on her own now, continued to rise. She proved that with hard work, honesty, and faith in herself, she could create her own destiny. She had lost a man who was blinded by shiny lies, but she gained a life filled with purpose and genuine success. And so, her story became a reminder. Never settle for illusions. Seek the truth. Build your future on honesty. Because the brightest dreams are those rooted in reality. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so by clicking the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. You don't want to miss out on any of our folktales, inspired by true life stories. Meanwhile, share with us what you've learnt from this story.